Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Welcome to MIASA Talks, our morning show that we will be conducting a couple of times every single week. And today joining us is Heerraa Ravindran, an award-winning international singer-songwriter, co-founder of Ascendance, an international youth movement founded by 4 youngsters in 2015 to empower today's youth by enabling them to figure out their passion and achieve holistic success while attending school. So Heerraa, thank you so much for being with us this morning. How are you?
Thank you. It's been really fun. I'm excited to be here at the first ever event, first ever talk show series episode. So I think we're gonna have a really great conversation with you guys today.
Yeah. So it's just a casual chat session, and we thought we wanted to have this morning show so that if you guys had any questions about, mental health, social issues, or even anything about MIASA, our updates on our programs, you can ask us on the comment section today. And so the reason for this chat session this morning and having Heerraa on board is, of course, we want to talk more about youth, and we just launched our youth advocate mental health program during International Women's Day. And of course, that is where you guys have also seen Heerraa, where she performed. What was the song, Heerraa, again?
Oh, I sang Feel Alive. Yes.
Oh, okay.
My hit song.
Yeah, one of her hit songs. And maybe today we'll see, maybe Heerraa will perform for us as well.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Okay. You brought your guitar.
I did bring my guitar.
Yes, you brought your guitar today as well. Okay. So maybe to begin, Heerraa, maybe a little bit about yourself before we actually get into the chat.
Yeah. So my name is Heerraa. I am an international singer, songwriter, performer. With music, my message is to change the world with music.
Okay.
So like really impacting people, integrating positive messages and solutions into the lyrics of my songs. This idea was not something that sparked out of the blue on my own. It was something that was inspired by the work that we do with Ascendance.
Okay.
So Ascendance was, as you may have heard, is founded in 2015,
right.
and that really focused on youth development. So getting youth to be empowered by discovering what their passion is, what skills that they're good at, and how can they actually be contributing members of society. So actually like being happy,
right.
That's a fundamental thing. And so a lot of the things that we talk about in Ascendance, I was like, I wish it was in song. So like, we could impact more people through song. Because
right.
you might be listening to a catchy pop song,
right.
and you might not even know the positive messages ingrained in them.
Right.
So that's how the idea came about. So
Nice.
yes, I'm one of the co-founders of Ascendance. I used to be their COO. I'm kind of really like retired. I'm more of an advisor now.
Retired early?
Yeah. No, I'm more of the advisor role. So
Okay.
the younger team runs the show. So younger team as in the ages of 10 to 20, so they run Ascendance.
Okay.
We've since our formation have impacted 50,000 kids over the past 8 years in 26 countries.
Nice.
And work together with like the various stakeholders, including corporate organizations, Ministry of Education Malaysia, so that we can really teachers and parents are just integral, so that we can really crucial, so that we can understand what are the needs of the students.
Right.
So that's what I do, and on top of that, I'm also an undergrad at Harvard University.
Nice.
So, yes.
So that's
Sitting for midterms today. So
I know. All the best, and you're here.
Yeah, I was like, I can't say no. I really want to meet them and talk to them.
Nice.
So, okay.
Yeah, so this is really in line, Heerraa, with what we're trying to do right now, because we want to build a zero stigma generation, right? So that was how the idea of our Youth Advocate Mental Health Program came about. And we're targeting 2 groups, 12 to 16 and also 17 to 24, right? So we really want to encourage, those of you out there that really, are passionate about the cause of mental health, please come forward, be part of this program, because ultimately at the end, what's going to happen, the outcome of this program is we would like you to then become mental health icons, because we really want to instill, that knowledge, skills, so that we can, you guys have the correct and accurate information from the very beginning. Because as we can see right now, right, there's so much stigma, there's so much discrimination when we talk about mental health, more people living with the condition. And, because of this stigma that is so prevalent in society, people feel afraid and feel really ashamed to talk about it openly. So it's really difficult to reduce that stigma. But of course, when the pandemic happened, that was when we're able to normalize this discussion. So I really like it here when you talk about youth empowerment, because we really need to hear the voices of the youth today. So maybe you would like to share with us, what are some challenges that you see through your work and being a youth yourself, that youth are facing before the pandemic and after the pandemic hit? What would you say? Because you're a very positive person, but a lot of youth are really struggling at the moment. So what do you see?
Yeah. Oh my God, flashing back to my pandemic years.
Yeah.
One of the things I have to admit, I come from a very a good environment.
Right.
But that doesn't mean, which I think is a nice thing to talk about mental health, because mental health is very personal, it's individualized. So yes, you may come from a very positive environment, but sometimes you just need to become aware of what you're feeling and find solutions to how do you manage what you're feeling.
How do you cope with it, right?
So like, for example, like prior to the pandemic, I was always this busy person. So I'll be busy driving here and driving there and going for appointments. But like, I'm so busy that I didn't work on my music. I used my busyness and my schedule as an excuse, but I wasn't 100% productive.
Right.
I hadn't even gone to Harvard at that point, so I don't even know what I was fully doing on my time. I wasn't doing music, I wasn't studying, I was only doing one thing, which is Ascendance, but even then I wasn't doing it fully, right? So when the pandemic hit, suddenly you have so much of time.
Right.
And you are in an enclosed space with the people you love, but then you start noticing the flaws in your own way of thinking. For example, I spend time, my family has dinner and lunch every day because you're in the same house, right? Exactly. You're watching movies, you're having conversations, but even though it was such a nice and positive environment, I still felt like, oh, I'm not getting attention, you guys aren't spending enough time with me. And they're like, but I'm with you 24/7. If like, I can't do anything more. Like, happiness is your own responsibility here. This is what my mom said. She was like, your happiness is your responsibility. You can't depend on other people to make you happy. So that was like, oh,
why do you think you were feeling that way?
I think because like when you're so busy and you use that excuse, right? When you're physically moving around, you don't have and then suddenly everything stops, right? I think I was like, I didn't have excuses anymore to run away from not doing my passion, because I wasn't fully focusing on music at the time. I was just, I put it aside because I was like, I'll come back to it later when I'm free. And then now that I was free, and I was like, okay, what do I do now? But the best way that I learn is through songs. So like, I write songs to learn life lessons, to apply solutions that I learned in life, because I don't want to forget it, so I write a song about it. And at that time I was struggling, damn it, how do I feel alive? Like, how do I become happy? Why am I not feeling that? So the song essentially was a list of excuses that I gave myself, or my emotions, you know, I always blame my emotions. Oh, I'm like this, that's why I can't do that. Or like, you know, even if I'm not progressing, I try to reassure myself. So like, all these different type of coping things that I used to do to myself, and I was like, okay, but what's the fundamental issue here? I'm not trying to make myself happy, I'm not trying to breathe and manage my mental health. So then I wrote this song, and then it was so nice to see the song take the world by storm, because then the song started playing in radios in different countries, and like not only Malaysia, like Denmark and Australia, and people were like, oh, this is a really great song. And what I loved about getting the feedback or reading awards in LA was the fact that I knew what the song meant to me. Like, I know what are the things, it's really fundamentally talking about happiness. Is literally, there's a line in the song, happiness lies inside. So like, the fact that such a positive song gets to go out and reach people's ears, even if they don't know what's the effect on them mentally, I enjoy that. And the bonus is like, if it gets played and the number of thousands of streams on Spotify and the awards, all like the...
But that's also the thing about songs, right? People remember and memorize lyrics. So when you make it so meaningful, it's impactful.
That's the best part. So I also do music performance classes, and like my students get inspired by the work that I do. So Feel Alive is not an easy song. It is catchy, but there's a lot of lyrics stuffed in, because it's really talking about a serious issue, right? And my 7-year-old students will come up to me and sing like the whole song, like they've memorized it, but they don't know what they're singing. So I kind of feel like so proud. I'm like, first of all, good job, kid. But I'm like, oh, wow, they don't know how it's going to impact them as a teenager later on, that they have this song to go back to. So
nice. Yeah. But what inspired you to be involved in youth empowerment, though? Because you started really early, and then you didn't go to college after you finished high school. So because being someone so young, what made you certain about that decision? Because that's a not small decision to me. That's a huge decision. That's a future decision.
In hindsight, I did not know. I didn't realize the severity of the bigness of
because you didn't know
decision.
enough.
I was a kid.
So it's easier to make that decision.
The idea was so simple. I was like, okay. I met this social business incubator platform called BT Ideas, and they took a chance on me, not because I was talented or I showed potential, just because they helped anybody who was dedicated to working on their goals make it a reality. So I was like, I had this opportunity, and my friend's an artist. Like, literally, like, I love music. My friend's good at drawing. My other friend is good at this. So like, why can't I give the same opportunities to my friends? And then I realized, like, a couple of us who founded Ascendance realized that we would try to bring our friends to the events, but they were like, oh, it's a school night, I have homework, I can't go out on weekdays. So we were like, okay, let's bring it to you. So we started doing programs in their schools, so that during the school time, and then we evolved and realized that the best people to empower and inspire youth is fellow youth themselves.
Of course.
Because we're like, adults are amazing, but just there's some disconnect generationally. But we need we need to get the message across. So then we were like, okay, we got to work on our goals and take our goals seriously, like our education, our passion, and our career seriously enough so that we can inspire other people to do the same. So that was how Ascendance started. It was really just like, I want to help my friend too. Like, if I had this awesome experience, can I give the same awesome experience to you? So,
but how do we better engage youth, in this advocacy work? Because advocacy, there's so many different issues today, right? But in this context of mental health, because it's highly stigmatized, what would you say? How do we engage youth so that they themselves want to become, public advocates, right? Not just in their own, because of course we like it when everyone is doing, their in their own capacities, leveraging on social media, but we need advocates that can go public, that can really talk about mental health accurately, right? So that we can help to combat stigma. So what would you say? How do we engage with this youth?
Okay, so I would have like a threefold answer. I think like the first step would be exposure.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of times as a young person, I'm constantly learning through social media. I'm learning through the news. I'm learning through what people are posting. Like, I wouldn't know a lot of these things if I didn't go for events, or if I didn't hear about it on social media, if my friend didn't share about it, or like
Exactly,
like
right?
MIASA or Ascendance, if they didn't share about it, I wouldn't know. So first is like the exposure. The second is information. So the tricky thing about exposure on the internet specifically is you need to fact check your sources. Because an amusing pastime hobby is always reading YouTube comments and like posts or like viral stuff, because you'll have a bunch of people supporting it and a bunch of people like saying, oh, this is dissing it, right? So like, if you can get an all-rounded perspective and start intellectually thinking, okay, what's the truth in this? What can I learn from this? So like really getting the information digested. And then the third thing is finding things that you are passionate about. So like, if everyone can just advocate things that they're passionate about, like maybe the arts or mental health or youth empowerment, I think we would all be happier, because nobody's forcing you to do it. It's just something you feel like the world should know more about. So like with Ascendance, it was really, I just like, oh man, more youth need to know the potential we have within us. Like, I was not born awesome. I didn't even sound good as a kid, as a singer. Like, it really took years of hard work.
Practice and hard work. Discipline, right?
I was not scouted as Whitney Houston in the beginning. I think my mom laughed at me when I told her I want to be a singer. So like,
nobody is born successful, right?
Yeah, so but that passion of like, oh my god, I have this potential, like from literally like horrific singing to like, now if I can do it, that means you can do it too.
Anyone can do it.
Anyone can do whatever that they're passionate about. So that's where my passion comes from with Ascendance, and like mental health with you and MIASA. So like, if everyone's advocating the things that they're passionate about, you take the time, the information checking, meeting the right people, so the rest of it will come back again. Actually. But yeah, lots boils down to exposure.
Nice. Yeah, because you can't be passionate about everything. You've got to choose, and then that's how it becomes meaningful. When you do it, right? Okay, so we only have a couple minutes left, so maybe just to wrap it up, how do you?
My apology.
No, it's good information. How do you take care of your mental health other than the singing part? What do you do for you, right? Yeah.
I was just asked this question, I think, by one of the people in the team. They were like, how you have midterms, you seem so calm and collected. I was like, no, I did my crying 2 minutes yesterday again. Finish, okay, I got work to do, because you got no time to wallow in self-pity. I think the biggest thing that I have to attribute to my success is actually having people to talk to. In my case, I have mentors that have been guiding me for the past 10 years. I think people think once you've got your goals set, once you've got things figured out, once you start moving, okay, I don't need mentors anymore because I'm on my own, I got this. But I would like to debunk that myth, because even me in the past 10 years and even now as my career grows, I think I need my mentors now more than ever, because there's a lot of things that come my way, and like, if you handle it on your own, you just can't. So it's nice to have someone to talk to, especially if that person has your best interest at heart.
Yes.
And if they have experience in that area, that helps a lot. So like, if you have support groups, you have mentors. Your mentors can be people in your family. Like, my mom is one of my biggest mentors ever. It can be support platforms like Ascendance and MIASA and ET. So like, you need to find what works for you, and that again comes back to the exposure and the information part further that we mentioned.
Nice. It's never a one-man show.
No, man.
No, it's a village.
Yeah, like you can help other people, but sometimes you need help as well, and that's okay, because like, it's just, you need people to talk to, converse about how your day went. You need to have someone to also see, like,
sounding board as well.
Sounding board. Yes, that's the word.
Cool. Okay, last question. Maybe you've got some words of encouragement to our youth in Malaysia.
Oh man, as you can see, I exude passion. I hope that all of us
much.
I hope that you can find your passion, the things that make you happy. I think fundamentally, if we operate from a basis of happiness, the world would be a better place, and you would just be able to do anything that comes your way, whether it's your job, whether it's things that you volunteer for, whether it's your family. I think happiness should be at the forefront. So that's something that means a lot to me. So like, whether it's family, whether it's your work, find something that makes you happy and anchor that.
Nice. Thank you so much, Heerraa Ravindran. Sorry, tongue twister.
If you call me Heerraa, it's fine.
Heerraa, for being with us in our MIASA Talks. We wish you all the best and all the success in the world. Thank you so much for all that you're doing, and especially for empowering our youth today. Thank you, Heerraa.
Thank you.
Is an illness that stays in your body, but it comes from your brain. It's not like physical illness. Like physical illness, normal people can see it. Like mental illness, normal people can't see it. All they need is just a little bit of knowledge to understand mental illness.
Is MIASA a safe place where they can come and relate their problems?
Yeah, because they have a lot of support, they have counseling, and they have the circle time like Dala said. So they have patients, caregivers, people who walk in. So caregivers, like the family members of the patient or friends, they could help their mental illness friend or brother or sibling. So yeah,
Do you think that there are many kids who are aware of mental health?
maybe it depends on if they know about it or if their parents or a relative has experienced it and their parents have told them about it. Some people in my school have some signs of mental illness, but I always try to help them and see what they used to overcome it. Assalamualaikum everyone, I'm Farik and today I'm here with Anita Abu Bakar from MIASA, which stands for Mental Illness Awareness and Support Association. And today I'm going to be interviewing her. The reason I want to interview her is because I want to spread awareness to people in the world who don't know about mental illness disorder. Assalamualaikum Puan Anita, how are you?
Waalaikumsalam, I'm well, alhamdulillah. How are you, Farid?
I'm fine, thank you. And today I'm going to be asking you some questions. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I'm with Puan Anita and I'm going to be interviewing her. Hi Puan Anita, how are you today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just going to be asking a few questions so that the audience can know a little bit. The first question is, how do you explain to children about mental illness?
I have some insights and experience because I'm a caregiver in my own way. I have a mom who was diagnosed with a mental health disorder 9 years ago. She was diagnosed with anxiety disorder. And during the time, she didn't know many people who were struggling with mental health challenges like she did.
Sekarang saya bersama dengan Ayesha.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Apa khabar semua? Apa khabar Puan Anita?
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Sihat? Okay.
Sihat.
Alright, so untuk next session ni, okay, saya nak perkenalkan diri saya dulu. Mungkin ramai tak tahu, saya berada di belakang tabir selalunya.
Betul.
Nama
Dia
saya
orang kuat MIASA.
InsyaAllah. Okay. Nama saya Ayesha. Saya merupakan pengurus bahagian operasi dan juga akaun di MIASA. Dan saya juga merupakan seorang individu yang berjuang dengan penyakit mental. Jadi itulah uniknya MIASA ni kan Puan Anita. Puan Anita seperti semua sedia maklum adalah merupakan individu yang berjuang dengan
penyakit mental juga.
Yes, penyakit mental juga. Jadi itulah uniknya MIASA. Okay, so sekarang ni kita nak bincang mengenai satu perkara yang sangat-sangat menarik, sangat-sangat memberi apa orang kata MIASA achieve satu milestone yang sangat besar.
Betul Alhamdulillah. InsyaAllah besar. Kita belum tahu lagi, tapi kita sama-sama berusaha ke arah itu ya, insyaAllah, supaya kita dapat membantu lebih ramai insan-insan di luar sana yang bergelut dengan isu kesihatan mental, ataupun anda yang sedang berjuang dengan penyakit mental seperti kami semua, dan berjuta rakyat di seluruh dunia sebenarnya. Jadi kita nak melancarkan MIASA Clubhouse di Terengganu. Jadi saya pasti ramai yang maklum kan Ayesha, sebenarnya kita pun baru balik daripada Terengganu, Alhamdulillah, dan misi kami tercapai, di mana kita dah tahu di mana kita nak buka Clubhouse ni. Dan apa perbezaan Clubhouse MIASA di Terengganu? Sebenarnya daripada segi perkhidmatan dan semuanya sama, cuma mungkin kelebihannya sikit adalah kami akan buka Clubhouse itu 24 jam 7 hari seminggu, dan pasukan krisis MIASA akan berada on site di Clubhouse tersebut. Dan kenapa kita laksanakan Clubhouse 24 jam 7 hari seminggu ni sebenarnya adalah disebabkan kalau kita faham tentang Pantai Timur kan Ayesha, Pantai Timur ni kurang sebenarnya perkhidmatan kesihatan mental. Jadi disebabkan oleh itu kita melihat keperluannya untuk membuka orang kata center di mana orang boleh akses dengan lebih mudah. Dan juga kita betul-betul berada di Kuala Terengganu, di kampung Tok Mel, Kuala Nerus, where is very accessible to warga Terengganu.
Betul.
Jadi
dekat dengan airport, dekat dengan town. 5 minit daripada pantai, itu yang paling saya suka.
boleh main layang-layang, boleh berenang.
Berenang tu kita kena check balik, tapi saya rasa mungkin tak boleh.
Tak boleh kot kan. Tapi kalau nak lepak-lepak, relax,
healing orang kata.
Boleh ke situ lah. Okay, so bila kita nak buka Ayesha Clubhouse Terengganu ni?
InsyaAllah pada 14 Mei kita akan melancarkan kita punya Clubhouse terbaru kita di Terengganu. Jadi 14 Mei masih dalam bulan Syawal. Jadi kita nak buat sekali harum dengan open house MIASA. Jadi kita nak jemput semua yang berada di Kuala Terengganu, semua yang berada di berdekatan dengan Kuala Terengganu, untuk turun sama-sama dan juga celebrate pembukaan Clubhouse Terengganu dan menyambut Hari Raya bersama kami.
Betul, Alhamdulillah. Jadi kalau kepada anda yang kalau ada apa-apa soalan, mungkin Ayesha boleh tengok dekat Instagram. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan ataupun komen, kami boleh bacakan dan juga jawab soalan anda. Jadi MIASA Talks ni kepada anda yang mungkin baru join kami menerusi Instagram, MIASA Talks ni adalah satu rancangan kita buat santai je sebenarnya, untuk menjawab kalau ada apa-apa persoalan tentang kesihatan mental, mungkin tentang program-program MIASA aktiviti, biasanya lah FAQ, macam mana nak mendaftar, macam mana berapa bayarannya, apa perkhidmatan yang MIASA sediakan, ataupun apa sahaja soalan-soalan berkenaan dengan kesihatan mental, boleh bertanya kepada kami. Ada apa-apa soalan?
Ada, okey. Orang selalu tanya kenapa Terengganu?
Okey, macam ni. Sebenarnya Terengganu memang merupakan salah satu target state bagi pihak MIASA sendiri, sebab kita memang nak tackle Pantai Timur disebabkan oleh macam saya katakan tadi, kurangnya perkhidmatan kesihatan mental di Terengganu, dan juga kerana ramai sebenarnya warga Terengganu yang berjuang dengan isu kesihatan mental, dan tetapi mungkin kerana kurangnya ilmu dan juga mungkin kerana stigma stigma ni sebenarnya menghindarkan seseorang individu untuk keluar mendapatkan bantuan rawatan kadang-kadang sebab rasa malu, rasa takut. Jadi bila kita ni kurang ilmu dan apabila informasi tidak sampai ke Terengganu, maka sukar sebenarnya untuk orang yang berjuang dengan penyakit mental ni untuk mendapatkan bantuan dan pertolongan kan. Sebab yelah, bila kita tahu persepsi masyarakat adalah Puan Anita penyakit mental ni kan gila, orang yang berjuang dengan penyakit mental ni kan berbahaya, tak siuman lah dan sebagainya kan. Mungkin kalau negeri Pantai Timur lebih kepada ialah mungkin kurang iman, tak solat dan sebagainya, kita sering kaitkan dengan keagamaan kan. Tetapi sebenarnya penyakit mental adalah penyakit sebagaimana penyakit fizikal adalah penyakit. Jadi benda yang sama je, mungkin satu melibatkan organ-organ kita, tetapi organ-organ fizikal ni lah, tetapi penyakit mental lebih melibatkan kepada gangguan fungsi tu ataupun otak ni lah kan. Sebenarnya so
mungkin nak lebih faham, kita kalau macam orang dapat kanser, kita takkan cakap kat dia tak solat ke sebab tu dapat kanser. Jadi itu selalu perkara-perkara yang orang yang individu yang berjuang dengan penyakit mental biasa terima kan, komen-komen yang macam tu, tak solat ke sebab tu depressed, tak solat ke sebab tu dapat anxiety dan sebagainya lah. Jadi itu cara nak memahamkan nak lebih faham lah macam mana efek dia kepada orang yang berjuang ni.
Betul, dan juga mungkin kan Ayesha selalu kita menggunakan terma isu kesihatan mental dan juga isu kesihatan mental, penyakit mental, kita tidak tahu perbezaannya kan. Sebenarnya jadi isu kesihatan mental ni belum lagi menjadi penyakit, tetapi mungkin fungsi optimal kita terganggu ya. Mungkin kita masih boleh pergi ke sekolah, masih boleh pergi kerja, tapi mungkin terganggu daripada segi suka nak tidur malam ke, pergi pun rasa like you're dragging your feet, mungkin rasa moody dan sebagainya, tapi masih dapat menjalankan rutin-rutin harian. Tetapi bila kita ada penyakit mental pula, dia sebenarnya kita mengganggu fungsi harian ataupun rutin harian tu, kita tidak dapat melakukannya dengan baik. Kemudian simptom-simptom itu jelas ya, yang kita ada. Semua penyakit ada simptom-simptom yang berbeza. Jadi yang paling penting kita bertemu dengan pakar, membuat penilaian klinikal, dan daripada situ kita akan mendapat diagnosa lah penyakit kita apa sebenarnya. Penting untuk kita tahu, sebab bila kita tahu apa penyakit kita, maka kita tahu bagaimana nak melalui ataupun melangkah ke proses penyembuhan. Jadi ini penting sebenarnya kan. Dan yang paling penting ya untuk kita semua fahami adalah apa sahaja penyakit mental yang kita hadapi, kita boleh sembuh insya-Allah.
Macam penyakit-penyakit fizikal yang lain juga.
Betul, tapi kita perlukan satu pendekatan yang menyeluruh ataupun holistik. Sebab selalu kalau penyakit mental ni kan kita ada stigma akan makan ubat. Macam ubat ni magic pill kononnya kan. Makan ubat je semua isu selesai, sembuh terus. Dia bukan begitu sebenarnya, bukan semudah itu. Sebab nak dapat penyakit mental pun bukan mudah sebenarnya. Jadi banyak orang yang ada penyakit mental ni biasanya banyak trauma-trauma dalam kehidupan kan. Banyak yang berlaku tragedi dalam kehidupan yang menyebabkan mereka mungkin lebih cenderung ya untuk mendapat penyakit mental. Sebab ramai orang juga tanya, Puan Anita, saya pun ada trauma tak dapat pula penyakit mental, kerana semua orang berbeza.
Betul.
Semua orang berbeza, rezeki masing-masing juga berbeza, Allah ciptakan berbeza. Jadi dia perlukan pelbagai faktor, barulah kita boleh mendapat penyakit mental.
Okey, Puan Anita berbalik kepada Terengganu tadi.
Boleh. Jauh kan? Okey, boleh.
Kita tahu kita dah pergi Terengganu. Kalau saya sendiri dengan MIASA, saya dah pergi Terengganu 2 kali. Mungkin Puan Anita lebih sebab tengok kan keadaan di Terengganu dah macam mana. Okey, untuk pertama kali kita pergi, kita buat program bersama Puspanita Terengganu. Untuk warga Terengganu, pendedahan tentang kesihatan mental. Jadi apa yang Puan Anita boleh katakan tentang tahap kesedaran di sana dan juga penerimaan warga-warga Terengganu?
Okey, saya rasa kalau daripada segi penerimaan itu warga Terengganu menerima. Cumanya daripada segi literasi kesihatan mental sangat rendah sebenarnya, dan stigma sangat tinggi. Dan bagi saya ini sesuatu yang bagus daripada segi sekarang kita tahu tahap kesedaran, mungkin tahap literasi kesihatan mental rendah, stigma juga hadir. Penting ya semua, kalau kita tahu kita ada stigma, sekarang ni kita perlu lakukan sesuatu. Okay, this is important. So now we know that stigma is present, but what are we going to do about it? Jadi sebab tu kan Ayesha, kita nak hadir di Terengganu bukan saja untuk membantu warga Terengganu yang bergelut dengan isu kesihatan mental, tetapi juga kepada masyarakat umum ya di Terengganu khususnya, supaya mereka dapat membantu orang tersayang kalau orang tersayang bergelut dengan isu kesihatan mental dan penyakit mental. Jadi ini penting ya. Jadi bukan saja untuk orang yang berjuang, tetapi ahli keluarga dan rakan-rakan.
Jadi bila kita sampai ke Terengganu kan, Puan Anita, banyak komen yang kita terima dalam Instagram, dalam Facebook. Orang tanya bila nak buka tempat lain. Bila nak buka dekat Kuching, dekat Ipoh kan. Puan Anita ada komen tak?
Betul, dia macam ni. Sebenarnya Alhamdulillah, bagaimana kita dapat membuka cawangan di Terengganu pun disebabkan oleh tahun lepas kami sebenarnya memohon grant ya daripada Yayasan Hasanah, dan kita sebenarnya letak 5 negeri kan Ayesha? 5 negeri, dan Terengganu sebenarnya salah satu negerinya sebab kita nak fokus ke di Pantai Timur. Dan Yayasan Hasanah memilih 2 negeri, jadi satu lagi negeri nanti kami akan umumkan. Jadi disebabkan oleh itulah kami memberikan tumpuan dan fokus kepada Terengganu tahun 2023, dan tahun depan ada lagi sebuah lagi negeri yang kami akan buka cawangan lah, insya-Allah.
Nantikan.
Jadi bukan kami tak nak buka di negeri-negeri lain, tapi itu semua memerlukan dana, dan kami belum ada dana yang cukup untuk membuka di tempat-tempat yang lain. Jadi boleh doa-doakan, mungkin boleh panjang-panjangkan di syarikat masing-masing, your own respective companies mungkin, because the private sector Alhamdulillah has been very supportive of MIASA's effort, and this is also one of the reasons why we're able to do what we're doing, especially our 24/7 crisis helpline. So big shout out to Yayasan Sandabi and also Maxis for your continued support, for allowing us and enabling us to have this helpline. and to continuously support and help our Malaysian, Alhamdulillah.
Okey, jadi Puan Anita, mungkin kita sampai ke penghujungnya. Saya nak tanyalah harapan Puan Anita tentang pembukaan di Terengganu. Apa yang Puan Anita harapkan daripada pembukaan di Terengganu?
Okey, Alhamdulillah, saya sangat berharap ya, sebenarnya kalau anda di Terengganu yang bergelut dengan isu kesihatan mental, jangan takut, jangan malu ya. Terus datang ke Clubhouse MIASA nanti, insyaAllah pasukan krisis kami, staf-staf MIASA hadir dan bersedia untuk membantu anda dan ahli-ahli keluarga yang mungkin, sebab di MIASA kan Ayesha, kita masih lagi banyak mendapat phone calls, individu-individu ataupun keluarga yang hadir yang memberitahu kami bahawa orang tersayang 15 tahun, 20 tahun dah bergelut dengan penyakit mental tapi belum lagi sembuh. Jadi harapan kami kepada ahli keluarga di Terengganu, mungkin ya di Kelantan, Pahang kan, boleh juga hadir dan insyaAllah kami akan membantu anda di sana. Jadi itulah yang saya sangat harapkan, Ayesha.
InsyaAllah. Okey, kejap, ada soalan?
Okey, boleh.
Alright, okey. Boleh saya tahu maksimum pendapatan untuk B40? Okey. Alright, so maksimum pendapatan untuk B40 adalah standard apa yang Malaysia telah tetapkan. Tak silap saya lebih kurang 4,000 ke bawah income household. Tapi sekiranya macam mana MIASA mengambil kira sama ada anda B40 atau tidak, anda merupakan student ataupun individu yang tidak mempunyai kerja, boleh datang pada MIASA dan kita akan bantu untuk mendaftar sebagai B40. Jangan risau. Usually kalau macam B40 kita tahu susah untuk dapatkan servis-servis di luar. Jadi kita kat sini kita buat free. Tapi ada juga golongan-golongan M40, golongan-golongan yang berada di M40 di tengah-tengah tu yang mengatakan saya pun saya bukan B40 tapi saya tak
mampu juga kan?
Nak bayar juga.
Betul.
Jangan risau, kita tak, orang kata ketat.
We don't
yes,
reject anyone. Jadi kalau anda dalam golongan M40 pun boleh hadir ke MIASA dan kos itu belakang kira sebenarnya.
Betul.
Sebab yang paling penting kan, kita mahu anda datang ke MIASA untuk mendapatkan rawatan dan bantuan yang anda perlukan ya. Jadi tolong jangan fikir pasal kos. Kalau anda bergelut, anda tak ada duit, kurangnya dana, tolong hadir ke MIASA, insyaAllah kami akan bantu. Terima kasih Ayesha. Jadi pendapatan isi rumah 4,000 ke bawah,
yes.
okey, dikategorikan sebagai B40. Okey, soalan seterusnya, ada any plans to have a clubhouse in Johor? Okey, so we, as I mentioned earlier, one of the 5 states that we proposed to Yayasan Hasanah was actually Johor. So what we are doing currently is, this year we are focusing on Johor as well, not to open a branch but to do activities and programs there. And I think our first one will insyaAllah be this Ramadan, di mana kita akan membuat ceramah, kita akan buat aktiviti-aktiviti peer support ataupun circle time ya, kumpulan sokongan di Johor. Kemudian mungkin ada aktiviti art, terapi seni ya,
Yes.
kelas-kelas seni, mungkin ada menari, drama dan sebagainya. Jadi hopefully you guys can join us once we're there. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook and also Twitter.
Kita akan sentiasa update tentang ke mana kita akan pergi seterusnya. Jadi teruskan follow kita di Instagram dan platform-platform yang lain untuk mengetahui lebih lanjut. Jadi Puan Anita, ada lagi satu soalan.
Boleh.
Okey. Tadi kita sebut pasal mental health kan? Okey. Tapi orang sekeliling masih tak faham apa itu mental health issues dan sering menganggap mental health issues ni sebagai suatu perkara yang remeh. Jadi
Betul.
apa cara untuk kita berhadapan dengan orang yang memandang remeh tentang kesihatan mental?
Sebenarnya kan ini sesuatu yang biasa ya, dalam konteks kesihatan mental. Ini sesuatu perkara yang biasa kerana kurangnya ilmu dan mudahnya kita menghukum. Jadi bagi saya, apa yang saya sendiri laksanakan dulu-dululah waktu awal-awal kan bergelut dengan isu kesihatan mental ni adalah kita perlu banyak bersabar sebenarnya dalam proses tersebut ya. Sebab yang mengharungi isu kesihatan mental ataupun penyakit mental ni kita sebenarnya. Okay, but of course kita perlukan orang terdekat untuk menyokong. Tetapi pada awalnya kita kena, orang kata, sabar, tetapi dalam sabar untuk mereka memahami, kerana itu adalah satu perjalanan bagi mereka juga. Itu adalah satu kembara bagi mereka dulu. Kita kembara dalam proses penyembuhan, tetapi mereka kembara dalam nak menimba ilmu dan memahami apa yang kita lalui disebabkan oleh penyakit mental ni kan. Dia bukan sesuatu yang kita dapat lihat dengan mata kasar. Dia bukan sesuatu yang dapat digapai oleh minda normal. Dan saya boleh katakan begitu kerana saya pernah normal dulu. Jadi saya tahu benda ni. Jadi anda jangan equatekan kalau mereka tidak faham itu kepada mereka tidak menyayangi anda. Mereka sayang, cuma mereka tidak tahu bagaimana nak menyokong dan membantu dengan baik. Jadi kita mengambil tanggungjawab itu untuk memberitahu mereka.
Betul.
Jadi perlahan-perlahan, okay, it takes time and sometimes it can take a long time, but I can assure you that with time it will heal, they will understand. Jadi kita teruskan berkongsi informasi, teruskan bercerita, jangan orang kata jangan kalah dengan penyakit mental ni, sebab penyakit mental ni akan membuatkan kita rasa terus malu, kita akan terus rasa orang lain, ahli keluarga tak kisah, orang tak peduli dan sebagainya. Tapi sebenarnya they will understand eventually, cuma time, it takes time.
Yes, betul. Jadi itulah kita jangan berputus asa untuk membuka. Mungkin kita tak tahu kan in the future macam mana pula untuk mereka. Mungkin sebab mental health ni tak ada diskriminasi, betul Puan Anita kan? Jadi mereka pun mungkin akan boleh terjerumus dalam mental health issues. Jadi satu hari nanti mungkin mereka yang memerlukan anda. Jadi teruskan orang kata apa, sebarkan knowledge tentang isu kesihatan mental. Jadi insyaAllah supaya mereka lama-lama akan terbuka.
Betul. Jadi kita nak jadi masyarakat yang rajin menimba ilmu, masyarakat yang tidak cepat ataupun mudah menghukum, tapi kita juga harus berani kan untuk meluahkan apa yang kita lalui. And of course vulnerability is a strength and knowledge is power. Knowledge is transformative. So panjang-panjangkan, wawarkan, kongsikan apa sahaja informasi, dan paling penting jangan menyumbang kepada stigma. Kalau kita tidak faham, kalau kita kurang ilmu, jangan menghukum, jangan cepat untuk memberi advice kan, untuk memberikan nasihat, tetapi sebaliknya bertanya. Saya rasa ini penting,
bertanya dan mendengar.
Betul.
Okey, jadi kita ada satu lagi soalan.
Boleh.
Boleh ke Puan Anita pesakit mental sembuh tanpa ubat?
Okey, jadi ini
saya suka soalan ni.
Ini biasa soalan FAQ kan.
Yes.
Jadi dia begini, ubat sahaja tidak mencukupi kalau kita memang ambil ubat. Jadi contohnya banyak orang datang ke Puan Anita, saya ni dah makan ubat dah 5 tahun, dah 10 tahun tapi saya tak baik-baik. Sebab kalau kita makan ubat 5-10 tahun tapi tak tidur tepat waktu, tak bersenam, tak jaga makan, tak membuat benda-benda yang kita suka, duduk dalam isolasi, tak berinteraksi dengan orang ramai, tak belajar teknik-teknik contohnya coping mechanisms ataupun relaxation techniques dan sebagainya. Jadi bila kita stres, bila kita anxiety, tragedy berlaku je, kita terus recurrence of episodes berlaku ataupun total relapse dan sebagainya. Jadi sebab tu pentingnya satu pendekatan yang holistik ataupun menyeluruh ya. Jadi kita nak melalui proses penyembuhan ini juga mengambil waktu. Bagi saya paling penting apabila kita berjumpa dengan pakar, berbincang dengan pakar. Okey, walaupun pakar mungkin menasihatkan okey, boleh ambil ubat, tanya dulu soalan-soalan yang kita nak tahu. Jangan takut, doktor berapa lama saya kena makan ubat, ubat ni fungsinya untuk apa, dan selain daripada ubat ada ke cara-cara lain untuk saya nak sembuh contohnya. Okey, jadi tidak semua individu memerlukan ubat, dan tidak semestinya anda mengambil ubat anda kena ambil sampai bila-bila. So have that discussion, dan ubat sahaja tidak mencukupi. Ada sebenarnya kadang-kadang orang yang mungkin kurang minat dengan pengambilan ubat, tetapi mereka melakukan pelbagai perkara lain yang boleh orang kata nak kata sama dengan ubat, taklah, tetapi sangat membantu mereka untuk melalui proses penyembuhan ini dengan baik. Saya bagi contoh lah, katalah kita kena panic attack, serangan panik kan, kita boleh je ambil ubat, hilang serangan panik itu, ataupun kita boleh go through the pain of the panic attack experience, kita boleh juga melawannya, menanganinya. Jadi itu adalah satu pilihan bagi saya, tetapi pada awalnya perlu ada an open conversation with your psychiatrist and know your rights. Okay, ini penting ya bagi saya. Trust yourself in that process. Jadi sebagai seorang pakar, kita perlu memberi autonomy kepada klien kita. Kita harus memberi liberty and choices to our client, and supported decision making harus berlaku ya. Jadi supported decision making ni bukan shared decision ya, kerana decision tu harus terletak di tangan kita, individu yang berjuang dengan penyakit mental. Ini penting ya, kerana kehidupan itu, sakit itu kita yang rasa, cabaran itu kita yang lalui. So this is very important to have a supported decision making between your therapist ataupun doktor dengan diri sendiri. Ini penting.
Okay. Jadi membawa kepada soalan seterusnya.
Okey, ada soalan lagi?
Membawa kepada soalan seterusnya.
Boleh, silakan.
Okay, yang terakhir kot. Okay. May I know how these activities, drama, dance, art, help in mental health?
Boleh, okay. So it's a very good question. Thank you so much for asking it. As human beings, we are all different, and support looks different for every single person. So for example, maybe reading a book, Ayesha, for you is therapeutic. Maybe for me, reading a book feels overwhelming, right? So it's different for everyone. So similarly to the classes that we offer, right? We have art, we've got drama, speech and drama, we have expressive dance for the ladies, we've got peer support, we've got counseling, etc., right? I know a lot of people won't ask, how does counseling help me? How does therapy help me? But people would typically ask, how does drama help me? How does art help me? And the thing is, how it helps you is if you are not a person that is able to verbalize your orang kata challenges or what you're going through, but you can do that through art, right? So that's why a lot of people also ask, Puan Anita, I'm not good at art, how do I go through the art class? You don't have to be good at art, right? When you sit in the art class, if it helps you, if it de-stresses you, if it provides you relief, if you find it to be therapeutic, then of course it helps your mental health, right? Because you're able to channel it through the expression of art. Similarly to the drama, because it's body movement, you're expressing yourself, and of course through expressive dance, because whatever struggles that you're going through, whatever emotions that maybe you might find it overwhelming, you find it stressful, you're able to channel it through the dance that you're executing, as an example. So it's not for everyone, but I can tell you that a lot of people that have joined these classes find it really, really helpful. So find things that you find can help you. So what is really important in that recovery process is self-exploration. Ini penting sebenarnya. Invest in hobbies, guys. I do find, in conversation, a lot of people tell me, Puan Anita, I don't really know, what my hobbies are. Good. Explore, okay? So because Ayesha, again, is different from me. I love sports, I love spending time with family, cooking. I really like cooking. But Ayesha might not like cooking at all, as an example. So I find it a good stress reliever when I'm able to just be in the kitchen, start cooking, focusing on it, and then when I'm done, my kids and my husband eat, and they love the food that they eat, and that gives me happiness, right? So that induces good hormones. So really everyone is different in that way.
Betul.
Yeah, so hope that helps.
Okay, kita ada satu soalan, boleh ke?
Boleh. Okay.
Okay. How to live normally when you are always in survival mode? I'm almost immobilized by my mental illness. I don't know where to begin and become a functioning member of society again.
That's a very good question, and a lot of people ask this question as well, kan. Tapi mungkin saya pas soalan ni kepada Ayesha. Mungkin Ayesha boleh cerita sikit lah, sebab Ayesha pun seorang pejuang, kan, yang berjuang dengan penyakit mental. So mungkin Ayesha nak kongsikan sikit, what are you struggling with, what are your struggles, and how do you yourself overcome these struggles, because you work a full-time job as well.
Betul.
Boleh silakan.
Jadi saya merupakan pejuang bipolar disorder type 1. Saya bermula dengan MIASA sebagai seorang individu yang memerlukan juga.
Betul.
So saya datang sini, saya mencari support. Jadi yelah, kita hidup back in 2019, masa tu mental health awareness tak sebesar sekarang kot, mungkin, kan. Tak ramai orang yang berbicara mengenai isu kesihatan mental pada waktu itu. Jadi saya memerlukan support. Jadi saya jumpa MIASA, saya search, kan, saya cari kat mana yang saya boleh dapatkan sokongan dan sebagainya. Jadi saya jumpa MIASA. Jadi saya join MIASA. Saya ingat one of my favourite MIASA punya services adalah Circle Time, iaitu group support.
Betul.
Kumpulan
sokongan.
Yes, kumpulan sokongan. Jadi saya adalah regular face dalam Circle Time. Sampai saya dekat sini, saya jumpa kawan-kawan, saya jumpa orang yang berjuang sama macam saya.
Betul.
Jadi I feel empowered, I feel supported, I feel heard. Tak sama macam kehidupan saya dekat luar. Jadi dekat sini saya jumpa orang-orang yang berjuang sama macam saya, dan lama-lama saya rasa macam saya nak tolong orang juga.
Betul.
Jadi that's when I became a volunteer for MIASA. So since 2019 sampailah tahun lepas, saya merupakan seorang volunteer dengan MIASA. Jadi saya join event, saya berada dalam community yang very supportive, very non-judgmental, and dari situ saya buat keputusan untuk join MIASA secara full time, kerana saya rasa MIASA dapat membantu saya untuk keluar daripada the crippling depression yang saya pernah alami. Jadi
Betul.
apa soalan tadi?
Betul sebenarnya sebab apabila kita membantu orang lain, ini hikmahnya adalah kita dapat memahami penyakit kita dengan lebih baik sebab kita ada banyak perspektif, kita mendengar cerita-cerita dan kisah-kisah orang di luar sana, dan sudah tentu apa yang jelas ya, apabila kita membantu orang lain sudah tentu Allah SWT membantu kita. Dan bagi saya, kalau bagaimana kita nak menjalani satu kehidupan yang normal, ia memerlukan waktu, ia satu perjuangan sebenarnya sebab penyakit mental ni adalah penyakit seumur hidup ya, melainkan Allah SWT mengambilnya, tetapi kita boleh mengatasi, menangani, and you can thrive with your condition, but you have to have a holistic approach to your recovery process. Jadi kita tak bolehlah jadi macam dulu okey, mungkin tidur 3 pagi, tidur 2-3 jam je sehari, makan tak tentu waktu, tak buat benda-benda yang kita gemari ataupun sukai. Dia tak boleh macam tu. Bila kita dah ada penyakit mental, penting untuk kita menjaga kesihatan mental kita dengan baik. Tapi kesihatan mental ni is a spectrum ya. So you can move within the spectrum. It depends on what you are currently doing and what is happening in your life, and what are your protective factors. Support system kita macam mana, knowledge kita bagaimana, coping mechanisms kita bagaimana. Sebab kadang-kadang ada juga kan Ayesha, bila orang datang kata Puan Anita, saya ni dah recover dah, tapi kawan saya ni dah 5 tahun tak baik-baik juga. Jangan kata-kata sebegitu, jangan, tolong saya minta jangan keluar daripada mulut kita sebab perjalanan berbeza ya. Waktu kita menghadapinya berbeza, support systems are different. Penyakit-penyakit mental ada spektrum ya, ada yang sangat severe dan kronik. Kita tak boleh bandingkan. It's not about comparison.
Mungkin
ya, guys.
diagnosis dia sama tapi orang yang
tetap
melaluinya
berbeza. Betul. Jadi macam kita ada berbincang semalam kan, apabila kita duduk dalam satu orang kata kumpulan yang berisiko, contohnya kemiskinan, kita membandingkan tu kan, sudah tentu kemiskinan itu merupakan faktor risiko. Jadi kita tak boleh membandingkan dengan orang yang mungkin lebih mampu ataupun ada sistem-sistem sokong yang berbeza. Alah Puan Anita, kalau orang kaya pun dapat penyakit mental juga. Betul, tetapi kalau orang itu miskin, sudah tentu untuk mendapat akses perkhidmatan kesihatan mental lebih sukar. Informasi, nak mendapatkan informasi mungkin lebih sukar. Mungkin sistem sokongan mereka tidak tahu tentang perkara-perkara begini. Mungkin mereka lebih cenderung kepada violence, mungkin ada domestic violence juga yang berlaku kan. Pelbagai orang kata isu-isu mungkin berlaku apabila kita duduk di dalam kumpulan-kumpulan mungkin B40 ya. Mungkin mereka yang di gelandangan, takkan kita nak compare orang di gelandangan dengan orang yang duduk di dalam rumah, sudah tentu tidak boleh kan. Jadi saya harap kita tidak cepat ataupun mudah menghukum. Sebab itu saya selalu katakan Ayesha, kalau kita dah melalui proses penyembuhan kita dengan baik, tolonglah kembali kepada orang kata arena kesihatan mental dan membantu supaya kita tidak lupa sebenarnya bagaimana rasanya apabila kita teruk dahulu, dan membantu orang-orang, insan-insan yang lain yang bergelut juga, insya-Allah. Okey Ayesha, mungkin dah lama dah kita dah melepasi ya kita punya waktu. Jadi ada apa-apa mungkin last words from you Ayesha?
Nantikan kami di Terengganu, ramai-ramai turun bersama kita di Terengganu nanti. Kita jumpa dekat Terengganu sana insya-Allah.
InsyaAllah. Jadi sebab
Tak
kita pun
sabar.
nak menjalani bulan Ramadan dah, lagi 2 hari. Jadi kami ingin mengucapkan selamat berpuasa kepada seluruh umat Islam di Malaysia. Moga-moga Ramadan kali ini lebih baik dari sebelumnya, dan semoga Allah SWT menerima segala amalan ibadah kita, dan kita dapat orang kata meluangkan masa kita bukan saja bekerja membantu keluarga orang lain di luar sana, tapi juga fokus ya pada bulan Ramadan ini untuk meningkatkan amalan ibadah kita insya-Allah.
Semoga lebih bermakna.
InsyaAllah, betul, semoga lebih bermakna. We are still with Heerraa. I apologize, Heerraa. Totally forgot. I was like wrapping it up and then Heerraa hasn't performed it. Okay, so tell us, what is this song that you're
Okay, this song, I don't think I've ever performed it live for people publicly before. So you're gonna be hearing this. This song is inspired by one of the lessons that I've learned from my mentor over the years, and how I actually cope and manage myself, is the fact that end of the day, you are still in charge of your life and you have the power over your own mind. So the song is literally called Master of Your Own Mind. So,
Nice.
So I'll play a quick snippet of it.
Okay, so I'll give you the floor. Please give Heerraa a big round of applause.
Thank you. Okay, let's hope you can hear it. surprised if you're in denial. My mistake was I listened instead of let my own subconscious whispering and haunting me. Feeling is hard to breathe. Eyes go wide. You realize you were the one supposed to be in charge all this time. Temporary, visionary. You pray, you remember this lesson every day. You are the master of your own mind. Thank you. Have a good day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Heerraa, for performing that for us. Okay, so maybe just some last words on what is your next project?
Oh, well, hopefully you'll hear a studio version of the song released. But till then, you can follow me on Instagram and Spotify because we have a lot of really nice songs that I'm proud of that we've produced over the past year or more. And I feel like you love them. There's different genres, different messages. So if you can actually listen to some of the songs and figure out what the messages in each song, I would be very proud.
Nice. All right. Okay, that was Heerraa Ravindran, everyone. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Heerraa,
so
once
much,
again.
Puan Anita and MIASA.
And take care. And again, all the best. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying till the end of our MIASA Talks today. Please take care and have a good week ahead. Bye.